horses out of the rough and in the black. Why this year was a good year for golf. Plus, a shakeup at a Robbinsdale clinic. It's a move city officials feel is a loss for the city. But first, real ID worries. Come January, why your state-issued driver's license might not be enough to get you on a plane. 12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. Traveling on a plane might become more difficult starting in January if all you have is a Minnesota driver's license.
Minnesota is one of 4 states yet to implement federal security measures. And as Delane Cleveland reports, some Minnesota lawmakers call the new law government overreach.
Now serving.
At the Hennepin County Service Center in Maple Grove, dozens are lined up to renew their driver's licenses. Only problem is that if they plan to travel domestically on a commercial aircraft in 2016, those IDs may not be enough to get them on the plane. That's because Minnesota is one of 4 states that has yet to implement the federal Real ID Act of 2005.
The White House and its administration has clubbed states into submission by threatening airline travel to be denied if you didn't get along with the program.
State Senator Warren Limmer sponsored legislation in 2009 to block implementation of Real ID. And at the time, nearly every state lawmaker agreed, citing privacy concerns.
It is designed to have an encrypted chip in the card, and it's designed to hold a whole lot more information than just your driver information.
But with the January 2016 deadline looming for states to comply, he's not backing off his stance.
There are a lot of serious issues on the use of this card that I don't think has been well thought out, and it will impact the security and privacy of every Minnesota citizen.
Meanwhile, local travel agents are asking people not to panic.
TSA is very travel-centered. They don't want to put any restrictions or anything on people with their vacations. They don't want to panic anybody or anything like that.
In other words, she doesn't expect domestic travelers to be denied at the airport if all they have is a driver's license come January 1st. But travelers should still get a passport to be safe.
Passport trumps everything. So it is the best way to travel.
In the meantime, Warren Limmer thinks lawmakers will be able to make a compromise with the federal government.
I think it'll end up as a modification of what the Real ID people in Washington really want.
Meanwhile, Senator Limmer says he and other legislative leaders will meet with Homeland Security officials Tuesday afternoon to talk more about Real ID and find out whether the federal government is softening its requirements. Mike?
All right, Delane, thanks. A Brooklyn Park family is without their home after an overnight fire. Firefighters were called to this home in the 7400 block of Meadowood Drive shortly after 3 a.m. Monday. When they arrived, the flames had spread from a deck to the attic, and everyone inside the home, a mom, dad, and their baby, made it out safely. It took crews about an hour to put out the fire. The cause is under investigation.
A Golden Valley man is accused of possessing and trying to sell several pounds of marijuana. Jason Goodfellow was arrested after picking up 2 packages at the Golden Valley Post Office. According to authorities, those packages contained 8 pounds of marijuana and 100 grams of marijuana wax shipped from Oregon. Authorities raided Goodfellow's home and found more marijuana, mushrooms, and nearly $30,000 in cash. Goodfellow denies knowing the packages contained drugs. Changes are coming to a Robbinsdale medical clinic that has been around for more than 50 years.
The North Clinic has expanded around the Twin Cities, but recently announced its family practice department is moving out of Robbinsdale for good. And Cassie Bonstrom joins us now with more. And Cassie, we understand not everyone is excited about the change.
Well, patients learned via this letter that the 5 family practice providers in Robbinsdale will be moving to the Osseo, Maple Grove, and Plymouth clinics. One patient says this is a huge inconvenience for Robbinsdale residents, and he'll likely go elsewhere for his family's care.
Plymouth isn't that far, but it is, it's an extra 20 to 30 minutes in some cases. And, one way, that's adding an hour to your appointment, essentially.
Pat Backen is also a city council member for Robbinsdale. He says the move is not just a personal inconvenience, but a hit for the city, who's losing another service and forcing its residents to go outside the city for care. The city also recently lost a pediatric clinic. Robbinsdale Mayor Regan Murphy says he was disappointed to learn of the North Clinic move and what it means for young families.
kind of surprising because of the changing demographics in Robbinsdale in the last 10 years have changed dramatically with much younger residents in Robbinsdale. But still, we still have older residents too that probably most certainly require health care and the convenience of health care.
The letter states the family practice changes go into effect on November 21st. Meanwhile, North Clinic will continue to provide other services at its Robbinsdale location. And Mike and Alex, we did reach out to North Clinic for comment, and they did not get back to us with a response. And I just want to be clear that North Clinic is a different entity than North Memorial Clinic. It's
All right.
separate.
Important distinction.
Good to know.
Thanks,
Thank you. Oh, this is a key week for planning light rail stations in Brooklyn Park. Today, a team of designers, planners, and illustrators started a 4-day-long workshop to see what light rail stations might look like and what kind of development to expect around them. Experts say a station is more than a place to board a train. It can also be an economic driver. In Brooklyn Park, there will be 5 light rail stops, and each one is expected to have a different focus.
We have more of a retail-oriented station at Brooklyn Boulevard, and then if you move up into 93rd, that's a primary business jobs focus. 85th Avenue is where the college is, that's our institution place. So each station will be unique, and we expect that the market and the situation for development will be different in each station.
There are 2 planning sessions open to the public this week, one on Wednesday night at Brooklyn Park City Hall, another is Thursday at North Hennepin Community College.
It has been a great summer and so far a decent fall for Minnesota golfers.
Now, mostly good weather and increased popularity is sending more people back to area golf courses. Eric Nelson has more.
Golf's arrow is suddenly pointing up.
I enjoy playing. I retired a year ago, so I've been able to play more.
After a few years of declining participation, the sport is no longer in a sand trap.
Had a couple outings where there was 12, 16 of us that went up to the Craigens area, which was fun.
Minnesota is once again the land of links. This year, the state is at or near the top in number of rounds played in the U.S.
We're about $225,000 ahead of 2013, and we're on a kind of a record pace, so it's been very exciting.
One of the reasons for the uptick in revenue here at Edinburgh is because the facility underwent a $2 million renovation last year. The golf course is in fantastic shape. Not even angry skies on a stormy Monday could keep golfers away from Edinburgh's immaculate course.
People love the golf course. They love the fun factor.
It's probably one of the better municipal courses that I've probably ever played. It's well taken care of. It's a nice layout.
Another reason why golf is trendy and profitable again is because there are fewer courses to choose from. Less is more.
The amount of golfers is kind of staying plateaued at around 27 million for the country, but with less golf courses to choose from, the courses that survive are going to do very well.
In Brooklyn Park, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
And several other golf courses we checked with also report the number of rounds played was up significantly this year, again because of the season's weather and the fact that some courses have closed. Well, coming up, rapid growth in the delivery industry. We have one big example of that here in the Northwest Metro.
And then a little bit later in sports, Armstrong battles Spring Lake Park in a key prep football contest.
But first, a real fall-like forecast, highs only in the 60s on Tuesday. Weekend for Cooper Hawk Pride as alumni from all of Cooper's graduating classes came to celebrate the school's 50th anniversary. It was a chance to retell stories, including how students became Cooper Hawks when Robbinsdale High School closed. The all-class reunion marked the finale of the school's golden anniversary year. In October, a major FedEx facility opens in Rogers.
The company is in growth mode, hiring a couple hundred people for the new facility before the busy holiday shopping season. In this week's Business Matters, it's growth that has everything to do with changing shopping habits.
So we've been watching it go up for the last 6 months. and watching the progress, and it's state of the art.
When the new FedEx ground facility opens in Rogers next month, as many as 500 employees will be part of an operation seeing 23,000 packages come through for delivery each day.
The biggest thing for us over the last 4 or 5 years has been the e-commerce world.
As construction crews put finishing touches on this facility, nationally, FedEx Ground projects big growth in the next 5 years. It's planning on doubling its package deliveries to 14 million each day and adding 70 facilities like this one around the country.
Customers are online, they're buying stuff, and which is filling up during the holiday season especially. That fills up our trucks very quickly.
A spike in residential online shopping is the reason behind FedEx's growth, though business deliveries are still the bulk of their business.
It's a changing pace every day, something new, something different, something exciting.
Steve Alling started at FedEx while in college 13 years ago. Today, he's a manager looking to hire 200 package handlers at this new facility.
What we want to do is we want to fill our positions as we get into our peak season, which obviously comes up around Christmas. So we do have a lot of opportunities available.
With a brand new facility that includes a break room for employees to play, this company is looking for people that want to grow along with this business.
It's always something different every day. You don't come in and you're not doing the same thing day after day after day.
Job fairs are being held at the new Rogers facility this Saturday morning and next Saturday morning, October 10th. Coming up, a Plymouth man who's proof you are never too old to get moving.
Plus, first in sports, Park Center dominates for a homecoming football win. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back. John Jacobson with sports now, and I don't know, is Park Center sneaking up on some people? It's a pretty good game this weekend.
Like a little bit, and they're really playing some good football heading into the final 2 weeks of the regular season. Following an 0-2 start, the Benilde-St. Margaret's football team had ripped off 3 straight wins. They ran into a Park Center team that was confident coming off a big Week 5 win over previously unbeaten Cooper. Personal standout Amani Hooker at quarterback for the Pirates against Benilde-St. Margaret's. They'll hand off to Malcolm Richards, who gets through a big gap and then bounces it outside. He goes 44 yards to score just over 2 minutes into the game, and it's a sign of things to come for the Pirates. After a great punt return by Tyshon Brooks, Hooker fires to Brooks for a touchdown, and it's 13-0 Park Center. Coach Paul Strong's team keeps it up. After another punt return by Brooks, he continues his big night, catching the touchdown pass from Hooker. It's 21-0 Park Center. The Pirates defense shuts the Red Knights star back Ricky Floyd down. Ryan Schnobrook getting the strip and recovery there. And that'll set up this play. Hooker steps in the pocket. He'll bounce it to the outside, run past the defense, and he'll score. Park Center dominates, and they lead 28-0 at halftime. Second half, Hooker rolls right, a great throw and catch. You'll find Brooks again for a TD. Park Center ends Benilde's 3-game winning streak with a 41-0 shutout. After 2 straight wins pushed their record to 4-1, the Armstrong football team was looking to challenge one of the top teams in Class 5A. The Falcons playing at unbeaten Spring Lake Park. Second quarter, Armstrong, 4th down from its own 48. Thomas Barber breaking tackles all the way down to the SLP 2-yard line. Sets up a touchdown to make it a 7-7 game. Panthers take the lead again, but the Falcons answer in a 33-yard score by Isaiah Poster. Extra point is missed, making it 14-13 Spring Lake Park at halftime. Falcons take the lead on a field goal in the 3rd quarter, and then in the 4th, Barber again dragging would-be tacklers down on his way down to the Panthers' 4-yard line. Couple of plays later, Barber into the end zone for a touchdown, 23-14 Armstrong. But the Panthers rally. Luke Stafford in for a touchdown, cutting the lead to 23-21. And then with under 2 minutes to play, quarterback Zachary Ogile keeps it and goes 35 yards for a touchdown. Spring Lake Park hits the comeback, and they win it over Armstrong 28-23. Maple Grove football team enjoyed its homecoming game, although they were tested for much of the night when they hosted Minnetonka. It's the Skippers striking first. Quarterback Garrett Olson scores, and the keeper up the middle, 7-0 Minnetonka. Maple Grove will respond. Isaac Collins taking a handoff. A big hole for him. Collins later adds a punt return for a touchdown. Maple Grove is up 14-7 at halftime on homecoming night. Third quarter tied at 14 until Brad Davison connects with Will Rule for the touchdown. Maple Grove's back in front 21-14 through 3 quarters. In the fourth, Collins does it again. He'll get into the skipper's secondary and down the sideline. 60 yards in all on this one, and it's 28-14 Maple Grove. Collins will score his 4th touchdown of the game later to make it 35-14 Crimson. And Maple Grove wins it by a final score of 35-14. They're at Prior Lake this Friday. Also in the West Metro South District, Wayzata played host to Hopkins. First quarter, Tyler Didier taking the handoff. He'll go around right in for a 5-yard touchdown and a 7-0 Wayzata lead. Second quarter, the Royals, Jamichael Ellis with a tough inside run, breaking tackles on his way to a 14-yard touchdown score. Extra point is missed at 7-6. Third quarter, Marsh play action pass will go to Brady Galbraith in the back of the end zone. 11 yards for this touchdown. Wayzata is up 20-7. The Royals will keep it close. Ellis in for his 2nd rushing touchdown, easily here from a couple of yards out to make it 20-13. Wayzata, though, counters with 2 more scores, including an interception for return for a touchdown by Sam Colpine. 30 yards on this play. Wayzata is now 5-1 on the season. They beat Hopkins 33-20. And that's Look at Sports for today.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Coming up, a Plymouth Runner who you could say has experience on his side.
We'll be right back. Never too old to get moving, and here's proof. 93-year-old Norman Olson of Plymouth is proof of that. He completed the Plymouth Firefighters 5K over the weekend. Norman says he feels blessed with good help to keep doing the race. It is his 4th Plymouth Firefighters 5K that he has done in recent years. Congratulations,
Go, Norman, go.
Oh, man,
I love
that's
it.
Great. That's it for now. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
Mike and I had a chance to take part in the Plymouth on Parade this year. Great day out there. We leave you with some of the sights and the sounds.